Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my resentment towards comic book influencers. So as many of you all know, my comic collecting journey and my YouTube viewing and YouTube content creating career have been intricately entwined. So a lot of my decisions in my collecting, the things that I've read, the things that I've bought, the things that I've done, the things that I've had slabbed and graded, things that I've bought, things that I've sold, they've really been influenced by a lot of other comic book influencers, specifically people on YouTube. Over the past few months, a lot of my content has gotten farther away from comic book things in the community and more focused on the influencers themselves. I think a lot of that stems from the resentment I've held towards a lot of them. Many people accuse me of being jealous of certain creators, or, I'm wanting to get those numbers, or I'm trying to get those subs or get those views. But the reality of it is, I have resentment towards the big guys and resentment towards the small guys. When I first started this, obviously I watched a lot of the big channels, and a lot of my buying and decisions that I made was based on that. And when the bottom fell out of the comic book market and all these books that I spent high dollars on crashed, I was hurt. I was resentful. I was angry. So I really kind of felt like it was a me against the world situation. And my content and the things that I made, the things that I talk about reflect that. I've always been somebody who is going to do this on their own. I'm going to fight my fight by myself. I'm an only child. Shocker. I'm somebody that if I'm going to have accomplishments, they're going to be on my own doing, on the sweat of my brow and not on the backs of others. Well, I took that as an opportunity to poke fun at some people, poke some bears, make a roast video, shoot my shot at other comic book YouTubers. And what happened is I made some of their audience come towards me, but many of them, their audiences kind of rallied behind them and fought back against me, which is realistically what was going to happen all along. In my mind, I thought, hey, I'm just going to get these people to turn against these comic book influencers and come to me. Not a real great idea. At its heart, I was trying to use tribalism tactics. I was trying to make a us versus them mentality, where if you're on my team, let's come over to my team. Let's get stronger, bigger, and so I can puff up my chest and have a bigger team. Classic thing of what's happening in politics right now, of demonizing the other, fear of the other, the fear of the other thing, the other entity, of what could be. You better be on our team because we're the winning team. We're the right team. And that's what I was trying to achieve. I was trying to make an us versus them. The problem is the people that I kind of have the most in common with are comic book YouTubers / influencers. These people are the ones that are willing to put themselves out there, set up a microphone, set up a camera, and talk about the things that they love. And many of these people, if not most of them, are just kind of doing their own thing. They're networking with other channels. They're building their channel up by reaching out to other channels to kind of build up theirs. Now, some could say that that's clout chasing or whatever the case may be, but as far as what I was doing, it was kind of clout chasing in that same way of taking shots at other YouTubers to try to get those followers on my team. It's pretty clear as day what was happening. Specific channels that really kind of I was influenced by, I made decisions, were Very Gary. I watched all of his videos back in the day. Obviously Comic Tom, Jim Mint, the big guys. Those channels were channels that I was watching that I was like, okay, maybe I want to read what they read. I want to buy what they buy. Ooh, they're selling that. I probably need to sell this. These were the things that I was doing. I was influenced by them. Then I quickly saw that a lot of those guys were also dealers. They were also selling things. And I quickly realized that, hey, maybe I'm getting played here. Maybe I'm kind of falling hook, line, and sinker for this whole game. Like, if they're telling me to buy and they're selling, or I'm kind of playing by their rules, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that I was being a follower or I was being influenced. Many of you don't have any problem with that, and that's perfectly fine. But when I saw that these same individuals were setting up the next whatnot sale, or they were setting up for the next Comic Con, this kind of triggered me. It felt like I was just being used. I was just being played. So I developed resentment as my value of my items that I had bought because of their recommendations continued to go down. I continued to build up resentment against them because I felt like I had been betrayed. Now, the question is, did they actually know that these things were going to go down? I don't know. Maybe that's up for you to decide. But in my opinion, they knew that this was not always going to be rainbows and butterflies and sunshine and good times. They knew it was eventually going to crash. They just didn't know when. And if they're saying that it wasn't going to crash, that's being a little disingenuous. But my resentment towards them was really unfounded. I was making the decisions on my own. Nobody's putting a gun to my head saying, hey, you need to buy this, or you need to sell this, or you need to do this. No, these were decisions that I was making because I was following them. I was following their influence. I was doing what I thought was the right thing to do. That's what I thought comic book collecting was. And man, I was completely wrong. This resentment that I've built up for these people, and whether they be small channels or big channels, it manifested itself in real time in my channel. I took shots at people. I made fun of people. I ridiculed people. I shot my shot. Now, some of it was accurate. Some of it was warranted. But the point is why do it? These are the people that I have the most in common with. You, the viewer, more than likely than not, you're not a content creator. You're somebody that is a viewer. You're somebody that's a consumer. You're somebody that is kind of on the outside looking in at these so-called content creators doing their thing, talking their shit. So really, I don't have as much in common with you as I do them. And that hurt me even more because I felt like I was idolizing something, these people that I don't really fit in with, or I don't really want to be around or don't want to be with. It was frustrating to me, and it kind of made me upset, and it kind of made me hate what I was doing. As far as comic book collecting goes, where I'm at now, I have totally stopped buying single issues for the most part. The last big books I bought were in June of this year at heroescon. As far as buying the big key issues, it's just not happening anymore. Putting runs together, I've really stopped comic book collecting, and I don't know whether that is tied to all the drama and all the fallout with my channel, or maybe I'm just getting tired of it, or maybe I'm just tired of getting burned and losing all this money on these things. Maybe it's a combination of all of these things, but to have resentment for these guys, to have resentment against the hobby because of the decisions I made, it's just silly. And there's no reason for me to project that to you, the viewer. It's as somebody that you guys are watching, I don't think you deserve that. You deserve better from me, in a sense that I shouldn't be projecting my own failures and my own bad decisions towards you. That you don't deserve that. You deserve better than that. So I'm going to try to do better. I'm not going to try to take these shots at these guys anymore. I'm going to try to connect with these guys more. I'm going to try to network with them and reach out and see how they tick. That is the better way to go about these things. If I build more of an audience because I connect with their audience, so be it. If I push more people away because of how I'm perceived there, so be it. But to fight against them is not how I'm going to continue doing this. It's not produced It's not fruitful. It's not good for me. It's not good for you. It's not good for anybody. So I'm going to stop doing that and be better. I'm going to try to let my resentment go for decisions that I made, things that were in my control, things that I made the decisions based on somebody else. It was my own decisions. I'm going to try to do better and try to let that resentment go. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If at any point in time you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.